So, I talked before about Microsoft's messaging, and, they're obviously going to get blowback every time they try to put games on, the PlayStation. Let's just be real. And now, obviously, with a game like Forza Horizon 5 or whatever the case may be, it's a bad look for Xbox. Like, I don't get how more people don't understand that. When you have people cheerleading a company more than stuff like, competition and things like that. Like, Sony has zero reason to do anything. They haven't announced anything. This entire generation has been horrible. They started off okay, and but you can only go, hey, they had that Demon Souls remake, and that Spider-Man 2 that Sweet Baby Inc. helped with, right? You can only hype this stuff up for so long. That's the real problem. They have a PS5 Pro coming out with realistically no games to really support it. So what happens then? I think we kind of are at this particular point where we look at this and we go, Microsoft really screwed up. They honestly screwed up incredibly bad with this, because Sony is getting games from Microsoft that are going to play best on PlayStation 5 Pro, and every game that comes to PlayStation 5 after September, which means any game coming this year or next year from Xbox as a publisher, will have to use PlayStation 5 Pro and make it PlayStation 5 Pro enhanced. So again, we're kind of looking at this and going, what is Microsoft thinking? And this is just brilliant for Sony, because guess what? They don't have a need to really do anything, right? Think about that for a second. What do they have to do, right? What do they have to do? They don't have to do anything. That's the problem, okay? People are like, hey, Sony, do a showcase. Do a showcase, Sony. But why would Sony in a million years even be worried or bothered about doing a showcase? Let's just be honest about this. They clearly realize that people aren't going to ditch PlayStation and go to Xbox, because Xbox feels a lot like the next Dreamcast, in my opinion. So really, Sony is like sitting pretty. They don't have to do anything special or anything spectacular. Their failures aren't amplified, because guess what? Right now it's pretty clear that Sony is in just a really good spot. You also have people skipping Xbox due to the fact that Xbox hasn't sold very well. It's realistically just one of those really negative kind of situations for everybody involved. And honestly, I get tired of sort of defending my position on, hey, you shouldn't be putting your games on PlayStation, because let's just be real, it does create less of a reason to buy an Xbox. And I get it, Xbox is everywhere, it's everything. Well, so's PlayStation. But you don't see them completely destroying their fan base by doing the things that Microsoft does. And I think that, PlayStation is very smart. Like, why would you turn down the chance to have Xbox games on your platform? Basically, you're eliminating a need for the competition. People will flock to PlayStation, and especially like in a new generation and things like that, we'll likely see a situation where Sony kind of is in that sort of situation where people are going to be able to have a PlayStation instead of an Xbox. Xbox, it sucks because they put out with such a great platform, and then they kill it repeatedly. They don't advertise it, they don't really do anything for it, and that's a super unfortunate thing. And we'll see how that kind of changes or whatever in the future. But for right now, I just think that, man, Sony is really blasting Microsoft at every turn, embarrassing them. Phil Spencer is such a boob, and honestly, I do not understand. I don't know, I used to be one of the Phil defenders, right? And oh, he's a gamer, he's this, he's a great guy, blah blah blah. And then you just look at these things, and it's just like, I don't understand the thought process of doing this. It just to me further muddies the waters, and um, and it's just a really bad situation to kind of be in. So I hope that people just realize how smart Sony is with this stuff, and how kind of epic it is that they've been able to kind of completely and utterly destroy Xbox. Like, there is no console war. That's the thing. Like, console wars can be fun, right? And I enjoy like the console war for what it is. It's just kind of this goofy thing or whatever. But at the same time, I'm kind of looking at this stuff and I'm going, realistically, Microsoft is in such a bad spot right now. How many, like, Forza Horizon 5, whatever the case may be, Forza, Halo, these are your core franchises, your pillars, right? People love Forza Horizon. That game's been played by 40 million people. Okay, it's got 40 million unique users or whatever. It's like bigger than Halo, Gears, and Starfield combined easily. So why put that to PlayStation and give them such advantages like, the haptic feedback controllers and, a PS5 Pro, maybe even a higher frame rate, or the ability to do better ray tracing and things like that? Like, to me, it does not make a whole lot of sense. And, I gotta say, I'm disappointed in the people that act like, like, hey, their shit don't stink or whatever. Like, honestly, I feel bad for Xbox fans, the hardcore Xbox fans, and I don't feel bad for the ones that continually just go, oh, okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. That doesn't make any sense to me. I honestly just do not see how that is going to be a good thing for Xbox. I get it. People are like, but Xbox is about making money. Woohoo! Money! They're making money! Woo! I mean, this is a true $2 trillion company, by the way, right? $2 trillion company, and people are hopping on deriding them going, but they're making so much money. You know why they're making money? Because they have Game Pass, which is clearing like probably close to $5 billion a year. The majority of Game Pass users, where are they? Oh yeah, they're on Xbox consoles. Oh yeah. How does Microsoft get their money? Well, they get 100% of their all digital sales off their store. They get 30% of all sales of third-party games off their store. They get 30% of all microtransactions from third parties. So all the Fortnite stuff, Battle Pass, they get 30%. 30 cents. And to the dollar. And I think that they make so much money that way. It doesn't make sense to put a risky situation like this where you're going to put your games on PlayStation, because it really does limit the impact your console can make. And even if you're doing these other things, cloud gaming is never going to be like this massive option that people like to do. It's just, they're not going to do it. People aren't going to do it. People are going to be kind of upset, and again, there's people out there and people go, oh, well, just go, do PC. And I'm like, there's console gamers out there who don't give a damn about PC. They just want to play their games on a console. And I always feel bad that, people are just out there talking about this stuff and acting like, gamers will just be like okay with everything. Not everybody is going to do that. Not everybody kisses ass of these big corporations. It's super unfortunate, and at the end of the day, I'm disappointed that it's happening the way that it is. Like, Sony doesn't have to do anything, and that pisses me off so bad. Like, they need to they need to be able to understand kind of where people are coming from with the displeasure over this, and hopefully that'll work out before too long. But I'm very curious to hear what everybody else has to think about this. I will link this in the description. You can check it out. How many games do you think will end up on PlayStation, right? Like, Xbox doesn't list anything as exclusive anymore. And with Project Latitude, anything can go to PlayStation. I think it's really, more nails in the coffin of Xbox, but maybe you guys think differently. I don't know. Like, I know there's some people out there. I would just ask you to think rationally and kind of maybe see that this isn't a good thing, especially if you like competition. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.